we found that the inhibition of angiotensin converting enzyme of the fermented tea is actually higher than the steaming and the fresh tea. My name is Uthaiwan Sudisansini and I'm a lecturer at the Institute of Nutrition, Mahidol University. And first of all, I want to talk about the background about this project, how we started it. So for this project, I would like to say that it's happening through pure chance, because actually it's happening during other project where we want to explore about like other plant in the north of Thailand, and that plant is Kasula in Thailand is called Noina Kruya. Okay, and because we up north and in that village we found the big round cement, and we asked one of the villagers that what is that. We kind of curious, like, okay, why we have like lots of this round cement like lying around, and then they said, oh, it's fermented tea. And then when we talk about the fermented tea, normally we think about like oolong or pu'er, which is one oolong is partial fermented, and for pu'er it's actually fully fermented tea. So when we talk about like those kind of tea, the way that we try to consume it or the way that we drink it, if we drink as an infusion tea, right? When we like, chill, lay down and then sip. But this kind of fermented tea, in the local name we call it cha miang. The way that we consume it, we lay down tea leaf and then we add like ginger, palm sugar or chili, and then we eat it by chewing. So the way that we consume this is kind of different from any like conventional tea. So we kind of curious, so that's why we bring back this sample back to our lab, and then we try to investigate its nutritional composition, phenolic compounds or also biochemical compounds, and also the health-related properties. How we prepare this fermented tea is that we bring fresh tea and then we steam it at 100 degrees for an hour, and then we ferment it in the cement container for like about a month. So the culture in the cement is from natural culture, like natural bioorganism. And so once we give these three samples, we bring back to the lab and then we analyze for nutritional composition, the bioactive compound, especially phenolic compound, and also the health-related properties. And as the result, we found that for nutritional composition of the fermented tea is decreasing from the fresh tea and the steaming tea. Okay, so which is actually as expected, because when you like steaming or like keeping this sample for a long time, the nutritional composition, especially vitamin, will get decreased. Okay, and for the bioactive compound, we found that the total phenolic content of the fermented tea is actually higher than the steaming tea and the fresh tea. Okay, which this phenolic compound is related to the antioxidant activities. Okay, because most phenolic compound is act as an antioxidant. So if you have high phenolic compound, then you're gonna have high antioxidant activity as well. So as a result, we found that antioxidant activities of the fermented tea is higher than the steam and the fresh tea. Okay, and for the biological activity, in our lab, we try to investigate the inhibition of the key enzyme that relevant to some non-communicable disease. For example, angiotensin converting enzyme, which is the key enzyme to control hypertension. So if we can inhibit this enzyme, we can actually reduce the occurrence of the hypertension. So we found that the inhibition of angiotensin converting enzyme of the fermented tea is actually higher than the steaming and the fresh tea, which probably because of higher phenolic content that detect in the fermented tea. Another thing is it might be because of the protein in tea that get degraded into peptide, and that has higher activity to inhibit the enzyme than the pure protein or the globular protein, which probably we found in fresh tea. If anyone interested for more information of this research, please follow the description under this video. Thank you.